There are plenty of phony pictures making the rounds of the internet, and trying to root them all out is like playing a game of whack-a-mole. Last week, one such picture that definitely looks photoshopped got a lot of oohs and ahs, but it's real, and it has a great story behind it. The photograph was taken from a NASA satellite called the Deep Space Climate Observatory that was launched back in February, but just started sending data back in July. It took that long because this satellite sits in an unusual location. It's not a polar orbiting satellite like the ones just 500 miles up that deliver stunning high-resolution images. And it's not a geostationary satellite parked 22,000 miles above the equator that orbits at the same speed that the Earth rotates. Instead, the Deep Space Climate Observatory sits at a special point with respect to the Earth and the Sun, along a line between the two at the spot where the gravitational pull of Earth counteracts enough of the Sun's pull that the satellite maintains a stable orbit between them. So the satellite travels with the Earth as it orbits the Sun, always directly between the Sun and the Earth. This special point lies just 1% of the way to the Sun, or about 1 million miles from Earth, so this picture isn't to scale. This special point is called the first Lagrange point, named after Joseph Louis Lagrange, an 18th century Italian-French mathematician who dabbled in celestial mechanics. A satellite at the first Lagrange point is ideally situated for monitoring the so-called solar wind, the constant stream of particles from the Sun that, when it gets overly energetic, can impact Earth's magnetic field and cause disruptions to power grids, communications, and aviation. The Deep Space Climate Observatory can give up to an hour's early warning for these so-called geomagnetic storms, which are also responsible for the spectacular aurora that sometimes are visible even in the lower 48 states. So, here's that image that generated the buzz last week, a view from the satellite of the moon in front of the sunlit Earth. Here, the North Pole is on the upper left, indicative of the Earth's tilt on its axis from the vantage point of the satellite. Even more popular was this loop of images taken over a 5-hour period, showing the moon moving across the disk of the Earth. Remember, you're looking at the far side of the moon here, which is never visible from Earth, because the moon's orbital period is the same as its rotation rate. So the moon always keeps the same side facing us. On the subject of space, one of the best meteor showers of the year, the Perseids, peaks the next 2 nights. Best viewing will start around 11 p.m. Look northeast. The focus will move higher in the sky overnight. The new moon is Friday, so glare from moonlight won't interfere with your viewing, and the weather will generally cooperate. Fred will be back next with the extended forecast.